welcome back to my channel. It's me, Lene. So today I'm going to be doing facts about Sweden. I've been doing a lot of reactions to Sabaton lately, and I've noticed that my analytics have shot up for the country of Sweden. So as a thank you to the people from Sweden watching me, I wanted to learn more about your country. I typically do this once a month for countries who are really high in my analytics. I've done Japan, the Philippines, Finland, the UK. So now I'm going to be doing Sweden. And I see IKEA. I don't know. Is IKEA from Sweden? From Sweden? I don't know. We will find that out today. So, all right, let's check out 101 facts from Sweden. I will leave the link down in the description below for the original video. And let's check it out. Let's learn more about Sweden.
101 facts about Sweden. Mycket bra.
Oh, don't worry. I mispronounce things all the time, and I never stop hearing about it.
Number 1. Sweden, known officially as the Kingdom of Sweden, is a Scandinavian country in Northern Europe. Are you with me so far? Yes, good. The rest of the video would be a bit of a slog if you weren't.
I've noticed there's always like a little bit of a confusion about the Scandinavian things. I've seen in my comments some people are like, well, they say it's Scandinavian, but it's not Scandinavian. So I'm not really sure. This page might get a few things wrong, so I'm sorry if that happens, but I still wanted to learn.
Northern Europe. Are you with me so far? Yes, good. The rest of the video would be a bit of a slog if you weren't, frankly. Number 2. Sweden is nicely sandwiched between Norway to the west and north and Finland to the east. Sweden is also connected to Denmark to the southwest by a bridge tunnel across a super narrow strip of water.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I am not. Nope. That looks terrifying to me. Nope.
Sweden is also connected to Denmark to the southwest by a bridge tunnel across a super narrow strip of water known as the Öresund. Number 3. Sweden is generally divided into 3 distinct regions, which are stacked on top of one another vertically like the sections of a fab. I remember those. The southernmost region is Jutland, Svealand is found in the middle, and Norrland sits atop the north. Sorry if I mispronounce anything like that, because, apparently I mispronounce things all the bloody time, according to the comments section. Number 4.
I love that he did that. Oh, yeah, people get on to me all the time for mispronouncing things, and I'm like, look, I'm sorry. I'm just a podunk girl from Texas, okay? I'm not going to say everything right.
At a hefty 450,295 square kilometers, Sweden is the 3rd largest country in the European Union by area, behind Spain in 2nd place and France, which takes the gold medal. Number 5. Sweden has a total population of roughly 10 million people. Interestingly, around 2.3 million of those people have a foreign background.
10 million people. See, that blows me away, because here in Texas, 2.5 million people just live in Houston. Just in Houston. I think, surely over 10 million people just live in the state of Texas. Like, there are so many freaking people here in America.
Million.
Not when you go to like the small towns, though, and stuff like that. Then it's really scant of people. There's not really hardly anyone.
Medal. Number 5. Sweden has a total population of roughly 10 million people. Interestingly, around 2.3 million of those people have a foreign background, meaning that almost a quarter of all Swedes have recent ancestry from outside the country.
Ah.
Number 6. Sweden has a pretty low population density of only 22 inhabitants per square kilometre. The highest concentration of people is in the southern half of the country, i.e. most of Jutland and Svealand. Furthermore,
probably because it's too damn cold up north.
Roughly 85% of the population of Sweden lives in urban areas. Number 7. The modern Swedish word for Sweden is Sverige, which simply means realm of the Swedes. Pretty simple, unlike IKEA instructions. Ho-ho! Zing! Got you there. Oh, it's probably racist for me to mention IKEA, but there we go.
I really like this page too. This guy's really funny. I'm sorry if y'all think he's like cringy or something, but I think he's funny.
Number 8. There is evidence to suggest that people have been living in what is now known as Sweden since as early as 12,000 BC. But Sweden first emerged as an independent state much later on during the early 12th century. In the year 1280, King Magnus Ladulus issued a statute which established a nobility and granted them numerous rights and privileges, including freedom from taxation. Oh dear, typical posh boy. I shouldn't pay any tax because I've got loads of money. Number 9.
Guy.
A couple of centuries later, the population of Sweden was decimated by the Black Death. Oh, classic Black Death. Which killed 2,000.
Oh no! Oh, classic Black Death. That's horrible.
nation of Sweden was decimated by the Black Death. Oh, classic Black Death. Which killed 2/3 of the Swedish population.
Wow.
At this point, Scandinavia's culture, finances, and languages came under threat from a powerful merchant association.
That guy looks like a vampire.
At this point, Scandinavia's culture, finances, and languages came under threat from a powerful merchant association called the German Hanseatic League. In response, the kingdoms of Sweden, Norway, and Denmark joined together under a single monarch in 1397, creating what was known as the Kalmar Union. The Kalmar Union lasted almost 130 years until Sweden rage quit in 1523, becoming a
Fuck you, Kalmar Union.
Our union lasted almost 130 years until Sweden rage quit in 1523, becoming a strong, independent country that don't need no man in a crown. Number 10. In 1630, Sweden decided to get involved in the religious conflict known as the 30 Years' War, which
Hey, that's what one of the Sabaton songs I listened to was about.
had already been raging for years. The Swedish involvement snatched the Protestant side a victory from the Catholic jaws of defeat, and resulted in a significant decline of Catholicism in Northern Europe. At this point, Sweden had solidified its position as one of the great powers of Europe, which lasted for hundreds of years after. Siffra 11. In the year 1658, oh, remember that, what a great year it was. The sea between Sweden and Denmark froze over so completely that 9,000 Swedish soldiers and their horses literally walked across frozen water and besieged Copenhagen.
Oh.
Number 12. Unfortunately for the Swedes, during the 18th and 19th centuries, Sweden began to lose many of their territories outside the Scandinavian peninsula, culminating in the annexation of what is now Finland by Russia in 1809.
I need to start listening to some Norway bands. Like, I really don't want to go into Norwegian death metal though, you know, like Mayhem and Dimmu Borgir and stuff. I've heard those bands, I've listened to them before, but I do need to do some more stuff on Norway.
Peninsula, culminating in the annexation of what is now Finland by Russia in 1809. Oh, poor Finns. Number 13. The last war in which Sweden was directly involved flared up in 1814, when Denmark was forced to cough up Norway, which was forced into a union with Sweden, which lasted until 1905, at which point it was peacefully dissolved. The union, not the country. Since 1841, Sweden maintained an official policy of neutrality in foreign affairs, meaning that it's been at peace for over 200 years, even throughout both world wars.
Oh, yeah, I saw something about that, yeah, that Sweden, I think, and possibly Finland, like, they didn't get involved in the wars. At least they weren't, like, involved as far as fighting for either side.
14. That being said, although Sweden was officially neutral in both World War I and II, the country did engage in humanitarian efforts. During the Second World War, Sweden took in refugees from German-occupied Europe, including almost all of Denmark's Jews, who Hitler, and I'm going to say it, that dick, had ordered to be arrested and deported to concentration camps. However, Sweden also allowed the Nazis to use their railways to transport arms and troops and traded with Germany throughout World War II, so it's a bit of a mixed bag of should we help
Well, they were truly in the middle then.
the Nazis or not? Number 15. Between the 1850s to the 1930s, roughly 1.5 million Swedish people emigrated to North America. The population of Sweden in that period was never more than 3.5 million, so that's really saying something. Most America-bound Swedes ended up in Minnesota, where the American Swedish Institute is located.
Minnesota, of all places? That's like a flyover state. No one goes to Minnesota. Oh, wow.
In the state capital of Minneapolis. Number 16. After the Cold War ended, Sweden joined the European Union on the 1st of January 1995, but also chose not to adopt the euro and also declined NATO membership. Oh, rebels. Number 17. Sweden is home to over 95,000 lakes larger than 100 square meters. That's over 9.5 million square meters of lake, people. I'm trying to make this sound impressive, but I genuinely have no idea how much lake is a lot of lake. Like,
that's what I was thinking. I was like, that sounds like a lot, but I kind of can't. I don't understand, like, what is a lot when it comes to water? You know, like, that sounds like a lot, though.
I'm trying to make this sound impressive, but I genuinely have no idea how much lake is a lot of lake. Like, number 18. The Åland Islands, an archipelago located at the entrance of the Gulf of Bothnia, are officially part of Finland, but are home to a Swedish-speaking minority who have their own government, flag, and culture.
Oh, wow.
Number 19.
They just kind of were like, hey, we're going to take a little bit of this for us.
Because of its proximity to the Arctic Circle, Sweden regularly experiences long, dark winters, which can lead to some of its citizens to suffer from seasonal affective disorder. As such, some bus stops in Sweden have been fitted with phototherapy lights to combat the effect of barely seeing the sun for months on end. Number 20. Sweden's northernmost town is...
I'm like a vampire, though. I can't stand the sunlight. I living in Texas, you would think that I would kind of like the beach and going out and being in it. No, I'm a night owl through and through. I wake up at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I fall asleep at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Like I can't, something about the daytime just, I get tired. I can't, like, the thought of the sun not being up makes me feel so happy though. So, but I'm sure it's horrible for the people there, you know, like, yeah, sorry if that sounds insensitive. I'm just saying for me personally, I would like not seeing the sun.
For months on end. Number 20. Sweden's northernmost town is Kiruna and is located well within the Arctic Circle. The town is so far north, in fact, it does this really mental thing where the sun does not set at all certain times of the year. And subsequently doesn't rise at all for most of December.
I would love that if it didn't rise for very long. But if it didn't set, oh my god.
Number 21. Nowadays, Sweden is renowned for its...
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, is that really Sweden? Oh, that's gorgeous.
Nordic social welfare system. Swedish citizens enjoy universal healthcare and university education entirely free of charge at point of use. Wow, that's good.
I always wonder though if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like having well, not you, but everyone having free healthcare and stuff like that. Because doesn't that mean that you pay like a shit ton in taxes? Like, I'm not too sure.
That a lot. However, this comes at the price of high taxes. And with a tax rate of over 50% of GDP, Swedish people are among the most highly taxed in the world.
Okay, well see, now it makes sense, okay.
However, most Swedes seem to be fairly happy with the situation. In fact, the Swedish word for tax is skatt, which doesn't mean anything filthy, it means treasure. Number 23. Since 1901, the Nobel Prizes have been awarded every year in Sweden to honour excellence in various fields. With modern categories including physics, medicine, literature, peace, and...
I mean, you'd have to live under a rock to not hear of the Nobel Prize, but I didn't know it was in Sweden.
YouTube fact videos. I hope to collect my statue out this
Go
year.
check this page out if you want to. I really, really like them. They haven't uploaded, though, in like over a year, so I'm kind of worried about them. I'm like, where did y'all go?
Yeah. As of last year, almost 585 prizes have been awarded to 923 people and organisations. Number 24. In case you didn't know, the Nobel Prizes are the legacy of Alfred Nobel, who left a massive amount of money in his will to the establishment of the Nobel Prize. Oh, and also he invented dynamite in 1866, so well done, Alfred. I don't know what that coyote from Looney Tunes would do without you.
Oh, God.
Number 25. Sweden has managed to accrue 7 Nobel Prizes for literature, including the first woman to win the prize, Selma Lagerlöf, who won in 1909. Mårbacka, a large mansion in west-central Sweden, has a national shrine and memorial to Lagerlöf. Number 26. But it's not just writing that Swedes have done good at. A number of important inventions and innovations are Swedish in origin. The pacemaker, the refrigerator, the ultrasound, the astronomical lens, and computer mouse were invented.
Wow, really? The refrigerator. You would think with it being so cold there, they wouldn't need a refrigerator. You could just put your milk outside. But thank you.
Invented in Sweden or by Swedes living abroad. So without the Swedes, you wouldn't be able to see your baby and paste it all over Facebook. Oh, having a baby. Yeah, Number 27. To date, Sweden has won 636.5 Olympic medals in total.
Wow.
The half a medal, which you may be thinking, about, is due to the fact that at the 1900 Olympics in Paris, Sweden competed alongside Denmark in a tug-of-war with France, and Sweden-Mark won the gold. Number 28. Of course, no discussion
So it's like a half medal. Wow.
about Sweden would be complete without mentioning everyone's favourite international sensation, that is IKEA. Did you know that everyone's favourite purveyor of Scandi design also sells roughly 1,836,000 meatballs across the globe every single day? No? Well, you do.
Oh, Swedish meatball. I'm a fucking idiot. You're probably like, God, you dumb American. I'm sorry, okay. I didn't realize IKEA was from Sweden, though.
Sells roughly 1,836,000 meatballs across the globe every single day? No? Well, you do now. Do with that information as you wish. Eat it up like a meatball. Number 29. In 2006, IKEA opened up a store in Haparanda, a municipality in Sweden, in the most northerly county of Norrbotten, making it the northernmost IKEA in the world.
Oh,
Temperatures
wow.
there regularly dropped to
Well, he never said IKEA's from Sweden, though, so maybe it's not.
minus double digits during the winter. So I think I'll just go to the one in Croydon, thanks very much.
It is the colors, though.
Number 30. Speaking of Haparanda, the town is so close to the Finnish town of Tornio that they share the same post office with 2 separate phone lines, one for calls to Sweden and one for calls to Finland. Number 31. Similarly, there's a golf club on the border of Sweden and Finland with half the holes in one country and half in the other. You probably have to bring a passport to go. Oh, security would be awful, wouldn't it?
Shit, I'm hitting to Finland again. I don't have my passport. I can't go get my ball.
Number 32. The 3-point seatbelt is also a Swedish invention too, and is said to have saved 1 million lives. It was first introduced in 1959 by Volvo.
Damn, there's a lot of intelligence in Sweden. You got the Nobel Prize, a bunch of smart-ass people over there, a lot of inventions. Wow.
To have saved 1 million lives. It was first introduced in 1959 by Volvo, and today are found in billions of vehicles worldwide. Number 33. The world's largest scale model of the solar system can be found in Sweden. The Sun is represented by the Ericsson globe, with the models of various planets, celestial bodies and solar features dotted around the country at a maximum distance of 950 kilometers across.
Oh, wow. So they just have, like, say, like, a building is, like, one of the planets or something, and you have to travel, like, 3 cities over to go see, like, Mercury or something. Oh, that's so cool.
And yet, the model has a scale roughly 1 to 20 million. Wow. Space really is huge. We could have a video about space. What? We already do? What a coincidence.
Go check this page out. I really like them.
One. Number 34. Possibly Sweden's most celebrated scientist is Carl Linnaeus, who was born in the country.
Hey, that's kind of like my name, Linnae, a little bit.
Countryside of Småland in southern Sweden in 1707. Linnaeus is best known for creating the formal system of naming organisms known to bionormal classification, which enables all plants and animals to be consistently named and classified, which, you know, is helpful in science. Linnaeus himself created the term Homo sapiens, so in a way, he named all of us. He also called you a homo, so you gonna take that, are you? Number 35. Sweden's Uppsala University has in its possession a famous 4th century Bible, known as the Silver Bible, which is considered by many to be one of the world's most valuable books. The Silver Bible is an incomplete version of the New Testament, written in ancient Gothic language using silver and gold ink.
Oh,
it's
that's
pretty much
so
the most
cool.
blinged and pimped out Bible you'll ever come across. Blood. Oh, why did I say blood at the end? I ruined it. Number 36. One of history's most popular video games, world-building simulator Minecraft, was created by Swedish programmer Marcus Notch Persson as a one-man
Another win for Sweden inventions. Dang.
passion project. First released in 2011, the game has since sold more than...
You know, I've never played Minecraft ever, and it's such like a big game. I'm a video gamer. Like, I love playing games, but I've never played Minecraft.
144 million copies, making it the second best-selling game of all time after Tetris.
Wow.
Number 37. The Swedes are also behind the uber-popular freemium mobile game Candy Crush.
Is there nothing these people have invented, though? Wow.
Swedish games development company King has had their game downloaded almost 500 million times, and in 2013, the game generated a staggering $1.5 billion in sales. That's 11.8 billion Swedish krona. Number 38. You can also thank Sweden for its massive contribution to the world of music in the form of one band, Bass Hunter. Oh, nope, sorry, I mean ABBA. The group has sold...
Don't kick me in the ass, but I've never heard an ABBA song, ever. I know of ABBA, but I've never heard from ABBA. So I know Sabaton, of course, that's how we got here, and that's how I'm listening to stuff about Sweden now. But if y'all want me to listen to ABBA, y'all let me know down in the comments what's some of their most popular songs or what y'all want me to listen to.
Over 375 million records worldwide, which, depending on who you ask, makes them the 3rd or 4th best-selling music act in history.
Wow.
What an interesting fact that is. Does your mother know? Oh, okay. Number 39. ABBA are remembered even today for not only their extensive catalogue of bangers, but also the ridiculous outfits they wore during their spectacular live performances. The members of ABBA have since revealed they wore these wacky costumes primarily to avoid Sweden's taxes, which allowed deductions for clothing if it wasn't meant for everyday use.
What? So they had to wear clothes that just kind of weren't everyday use, that were more costumey to avoid taxes? That's crazy. Why would they tax them for outfit? I don't understand that.
That's the name of the game. But it doesn't matter. Number 40. The capital of Sweden is Stockholm, a city built on 12 islands and over 50 bridges, leading it to being given the nickname the Venice of the North. To be fair, basically anywhere with enough water gets that nickname. Cue all the people from Birmingham saying, oh, we have more canals than Venice. No one cares, Birmingham. All right? Number 41. Stockholm is also home to Skansen, the world's first open-air museum, opened all the way back in 1891. Skansen depicts examples of Swedish rural life from various time periods between the 16th century and 20th century, and attracts more than 1.3 million visitors each year. Meningen med livet. In an attempt to make obeying the speed limit fun, which is possibly the most boring string of words I could have ever uttered, Stockholm tested a speed camera lottery which automatically entered speed limit abiding drivers into a prize pool funded by the fines paid by those caught speeding.
Oh my god, funded by the fines. That's kind of fucked up, but kind of brilliant to a degree.
Karma's gonna get you.
They had something here in the town that I live in one year where cops would pull you over if you were driving like the speed limit and like being a really good driver using your blinker and all that, and they would give you gift cards, and people were terrified, like the people with warrants and stuff. They were like, great, now we can't drive at all. If we speed, we'll get pulled over. If we drive good, we'll get pulled over. So it was kind of funny.
Number 43. One interesting Stockholm phenomenon is the tradition of the Flogsta Scream, in which the denizens of Flogsta, a residential area in Stockholm, stick their heads out of windows at 10 p.m. every Tuesday and scream their little Swedish lungs out for several minutes.
What?
This is done to relieve the stress caused by university exams, although that sounds like it causes more stress than it solves.
Oh, wow. That sounds awesome. It's like a rage room almost. It's a way to express in a healthy way your aggressions, you know? I kind of wish we had something like that. You can just go out your window and just fucking scream at the top of your lungs like, stupid boss, you know, whatever.
Number 44. Stockholm is renowned for its colourful art-covered metro stations. More than 90 of the 100 stations have been covered in mosaics, paintings, sculptures and carvings, meaning it's been dubbed the world's longest art gallery. Number 45. Greta Garbo, you know, the legendary Hollywood actress, and
I know that name, yeah.
Swede, which is why we mentioned her, had her first job as a sales assistant in the hat section of the pub department store at the Hotoket City Square in Stockholm. She later starred in over 30 films and spent most of her life in the US before dying in New York City in 1990, like one classy bee. I hope I die in NYC. Or Norwich, whichever's easiest. Number 46. Stockholm also boasts the largest hemispherical building in the world. Known as the Ericsson Globe, which we mentioned earlier, the building stands proudly at 85 metres high with a diameter of 110 metres. Number 47.
Wow.
Stockholm also has an entire museum dedicated to ABBA, which I've been to, actually.
I need to listen to ABBA. I never realized they were that big. I just thought they were, you know, an 80s band from back in the day that were decently big, but I hear about ABBA a lot.
Which allows visitors to gaze upon all manner of ABBA memorabilia, such as the band's numerous gold records and aforementioned wacky wardrobe pieces. The stated goal of the museum is to let the patrons experience the feeling of being the fifth member of ABBA, which it facilitates by allowing you to get on stage with sophisticated holograms of the band. I nearly did that as well, but my girlfriend told me not to. Number 48. Northern Sweden is home to the Indigenous Sami people, whose ancestral homeland, Sapmi, known in English as Lapland, stretches over the top of the Scandinavian peninsula, across Norway,
Oh, they're up in that cold area.
Sweden, Finland, and even Russia. Sweden specifically has around 20,000 Sami people, who even have had their own parliament. Number 49. Famous people with Sami ancestry include actress Renee Zellweger and singer Joni Mitchell.
I didn't know that.
They're a talented bunch, apparently. Number 50. The Sami people are also known for their joiks. No, I didn't just slip on something when I said that last word. Joiks are a form of traditional Sami song.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was trying to say jokes, but, like, messed the word up.
That are meant to evoke the essence of something, such as a person, a place, or event. Though the tradition has existed for a very long time, nowadays joiks have been brought to the mainstream, with them even being performed on Sweden's Got Talent. Number 51. Contrary to our puny 4 seasons, the Sami year traditionally has a total of 8, each connected to the annual cycle involving the process of reindeer herding. Number 52. The majestic moose is widely considered to be the most dangerous animal in Sweden, likely because they cause approximately 6,000 road accidents in Sweden every single year.
Oh, wow, it's like the deer here where we live. So many people just hit deer, or deers just... it's a big issue. But hey, it's their land, and we're the ones that built roads, so...
Number 53. Between 30,000 and 400,000 moose roam the Swedish countryside. During the annual hunt, in which around 250,000 people participate and is said to have almost religious status in Sweden, as many as 100,000 moose are shot every year. God, no
That's kind of like how it is with deer season here. People go out and get deer, and then they eat them.
wonder they cause car accidents. I'd be angry if I was them as well. Number 54. The danger of
You ate my brother!
moose-related car crashes is so severe that Sweden even requires cars to pass a moose test. Cars must be able to swerve very quickly around a hypothetical moose without flipping over.
Oh, that's so convenient and safe.
In the apparently very likely event that a moose should appear suddenly in the middle of the road.
Wow.
Number 55. In reality, however, moose are far from being the deadliest animal in Sweden. That honour goes to the evil little literal pricks known as wasps. Wasps kill more people directly, rather than causing car accidents, than any other animal in Sweden, slaughtering roughly one highly allergic person a year. Number 56. There are also roughly 250 wolves roaming around in rural Sweden. Swedish wolves mainly chow down on moose, and one family of Swedish wolves can kill as many as 120 moose per year. They're a protected species though, and it's against the law to kill them unless they repeatedly attack humans or property.
I think that's how it is here, that wolves, like, you can't mess with wolves, yeah.
So just be cool.
Same thing with bears, too.
Cool, wolves. Just be cool and no one has to get hurt. No one has to go Liam Neeson on the grey to ya. Number 57. There are approximately 260,000 reindeer in Sweden, and are a traditional source of meat for many communities, especially in the very north of the country.
They're eating Santa's sleigh, people. The guys that pull the sleigh.
Reindeer milk apparently tastes sweet, and is said to look like melted ice cream. I'll be the judge of that.
Oh, wow.
One day.
I mean, hey, you can drink milk from anything that produces milk, I guess, like goat's milk and stuff like that.
I want to visit again this year. Number 58. Swedish is the official language of Sweden, but the country officially protects 5 other minority languages. Finnish, spoken by the Finnish minority of Sweden. Meänkieli, a separate dialect of Finnish spoken mostly in Sweden. Sami, the language of the Sami people. Romani, the language of the Romani people. And Yiddish, a Jewish language originating in Germany.
I was Yiddish. I was thinking, isn't that a Jewish thing? Okay.
Number 59. The Swedish language is known for its notable similarity to Norwegian and Danish. Owing to their common history, many people consider the 3 languages to be more of a language spectrum, as each one is at least somewhat mutually intelligible with the others. As such, it's often said by learning either Swedish, Norwegian or Danish, one is actually learning all 3. Number 60. In many ways, the Swedish tongue is the Zooey Deschanel of languages, in that it's adorably yet irritating.
Oh yeah, this guy is obsessed with Jennifer Lawrence and Zooey Deschanel, and he will just throw them in at any point because he loves them.
Irritatingly quirky. One Swedish word that's spelled the same as the English is gift, but is pronounced gift and has 2 separate meanings, the first of which means married. The second definition is poison.
Ooh.
Not only that, the Swedish word for good is bra, the word kiss means urine, and their word for end is slut. Creating an unfortunate situation in which the Swedish term for the final stop of a bus or train route is a slut station.
Oh no!
An unfortunate situation in which the Swedish term for the final stop of a bus or train route is a slut station. I've been on that website before, actually. Number 61. The Swedish term lagom doesn't have a direct equivalent in English. The word refers to things that are just right, like Goldilocks. As in, Goldilocks said just right. Goldilocks wasn't just right. Oh, God.
Fucking Buster. I get it.
The term can be used for just about anything, and has even captured the imagination of outsiders with the same tedious inevitability that brought the Danish notion of hygge, 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 hidji to our shores. Number 62. A number of Swedish words have made it to the English language. Possibly the most well-known is moped, a portmanteau of motor and pedal. Other examples include ombudsman, orienteering, and
Ombudsman. I've heard that a lot, but I don't know what it is.
tungsten, which literally means heavy stone. Number 63. According to the Swedish Academy, the longest word in the Swedish language is, oh god, here we go, realisationsvinstbeskattning,
Wow.
which translates to capital gains tax. Oh, Sweden. You've got nothing on Germany, my friends. Nintendo 64. There is a remote valley in Sweden.
I'd love to hear more stuff about Germany, but I don't really have a big German following on my page. I guess I need to listen to like more Rammstein or something, or find some German bands to start listening to, because I really want to hear more facts about Germany too.
Where people still speak an ancient dialect of Old Norse called Elfdalian. It's considered by many to be the closest language to that spoken hundreds of years ago by the Vikings and up until the 1900s.
That's so cool. It's like an ancient language.
In hundreds, it was still written using runes. Number 65. Almost 90% of people in Sweden speak English, which is good for us British Philistines abroad. British people, by and large, do not speak Swedish, but guess what, Sweden? We don't have to.
That's fucked up.
Although I am trying to learn, because I do have relatives over there and I want to speak to them. Number 66. One of the most internationally renowned Swedish dishes consists of Swedish meatballs served with mashed potato, gravy, and lingonberry jam.
Oh my god, I haven't eaten. That looks delicious. Oh, this inspires me. I want to try my luck at making like authentic Swedish meatballs now. Is it made with beef or lamb or pork?
Renowned Swedish dishes consist of Swedish meatballs served with mashed potato, gravy, and lingonberry jam. You can get it at every IKEA restaurant, and frankly, it's the main reason I go to IKEA. Number 67.
Wow.
An interesting aspect of Swedish culture is that of fika. Fika essentially refers to taking a coffee break, and is usually accompanied with pastries and light conversation. It's such an important part of Swedish life that many companies give employees 2 daily fika breaks a day. That's what daily means, I don't know why I said that twice.
Oh, that's good.
Number 68. Absolute Vodka, currently owned by Pernod Ricard, used to belong to the Swedish government. It was sold to the French company in 2008 for $8.3 billion. Number 69. Slaughter station. When the Yuletide...
Slaughter station. Oh, okay.
Number 69. Slaughter station. When the Yuletide season swings around in Sweden, Coca-Cola sales can drop sometimes more than 50% due to the tradition of drinking julmust, a Swedish Christmas soft drink created as an alternative for beer. Number 70. Another traditional Swedish Christmas drink is glögg, which is 100% the most unappetizing name for a beverage ever conceived.
There's a drink that I made for this past Thanksgiving, and it consisted of, you know, cranberries and cinnamon and all kinds of stuff, and raspberries, all kind of stuff was in it. And my husband kept saying that it reminded him of wassail, something like that. But he said it's like a seasonal drink that people drink around the Christmas time, and I had never heard of it.
Glögg is mulled wine poured over aquavit, a clear caraway-flavoured liquor, and then set on fire, because why not? It's traditional, by the way, to make sure the flame is out before drinking it, before you go
that would be
your
smart.
eyebrows or burning your face off. Number 71. If you were wondering, what the Swedish hell is aquavit? You're in luck, because I'm about to tell you.
Oh, it's messing with my eyes.
Aquavit is a strong Scandinavian liquor of about 40% alcohol. Its name is derived from the Latin aqua vitae, which means water of life, which shows how troubling the alcoholism epidemic really is. Number 72.
No.
The famous Swedish smorgasbord, which involves a meal made up of many different individual...
That's a Swedish word? A smorgasbord? Fuck, now I can't say it. I've heard that word my whole life. I didn't realize that was like a Swedish thing.
Dishes laid out on a table, i.e. a Scandinavian buffet, originated as a peasant custom where whole villages would collectively celebrate the harvest with roast game, as well as...
Oh my god, I'm learning like so much watching this.
boiled potatoes and turnips, fresh smoked or pickled fish, meatballs, pancakes, and soups.
Oh, that sounds so
Number
good.
73. Swedish cuisine is also notable for a particularly infamous dish known as surströmming, which is Swedish for sour herring. Ugh. Surströmming consists of Baltic herring that has been fermented in tins for weeks on end, resulting in an odour so pungently foul that restaurants refuse to open the tins indoors. If that's not an indicator that shows why it shouldn't be served as food, I don't know what is, though.
Think I'm good on that. I mean, I'm open. I'd try anything, honestly, but I think I might be good on that one.
Crazy Swedes. Number 74. In 2016, the Swedish Tourist Association created the Swedish Number, a phone number which randomly connects callers to Swedish people who have signed up to be the ambassadors for their country. Participants are deliberately given no training or instructions on how to behave, with the idea that the random nature of the hotline, dubbed Call a Swede, provides callers with an unfiltered view of Swedish life.
So they don't know what to, like, they have no script on what they're supposed to say, so you could just call them and be like, hey, what's it like being in Sweden? And they just, like, cuss you out and hang up, you know?
Funnily enough, I know this because Jennifer Lawrence gave me this phone number as her own.
There's his Jennifer Lawrence reference.
Thanks, Jen. Number 75. Similarly, Sweden has an official Twitter account which is managed on a week-to-week basis by a Swedish citizen, with the aim of promoting Sweden to the world. The project has inspired a number of similar accounts, such as @WeAreAustralia and @PeopleOfLeeds.
Oh, wow.
Number 76. Sweden even has a national font, Sweden Sans. The design of the snazzy sans serif Swedish typeface was designed to unambiguously represent Sweden in the world.
Oh.
That's what Sweden looks like, apparently. Number 77. Another slightly odd but intriguing Swedish tradition is that of the crayfish party, in which large groups of people get together and, as the name suggests, eat a crapload of crayfish.
So good.
Sounds cray. Doesn't matter. This is because the harvesting of crayfish used to be restricted to a certain part of...
Those look like lobster, though. Those lobsters that have, like, the really long, Antennas?
year around August and September. So seafood-loving Swedes would take advantage of the opportunity to eat a crapload of crayfish, and did just that, resulting in a fun Swedish tradition that must be fun if you're not, I don't know, allergic to seafood.
Yeah, that looks like a lobster. That ain't no crawfish. If the crawfish ever got that big, oh my god. Crawfish are like they can get like to be like maybe that big, but they're not that big.
Food.
I don't fucking think.
In which case, just don't do it. Number 78. In the Swedish town of Gävle, a decades-long battle continues to rage at Christmas time, where many of the residents get together to build a giant straw goat, symbolising the goats that pull Santa's sleigh. Oh yeah, sorry, by the way, I should have said, in Sweden, goats pull Santa's sleigh.
Probably because they eat the reindeer, and they're like, okay, we gotta put something on here that's not what we eat. And not an insult or anything, it's a joke, don't get offended.
Sleigh, not reindeer, just go with it. Anyway, other residents who identify more with Sweden's pagan history view the large goat as akin to the two goats that pulled the chariot of the Norse god Thor, who would burn and eat them every night only for them to be resurrected the next morning. Don't see that in the movies, do ya? As such, half the town builds the goat, and the other tries to burn it down. Unsurprisingly, the goat burns most years.
Oh my god! So these people spend all this time creating this beautiful sculpture, not sculpture, but big ass fucking goat just to have the other part of town come and burn it. That's messed up.
Number 79. One iconic symbol of Sweden is that of the Dalekarlion, or Dala horse, which are carved wooden horses that originate as children's toys from the Swedish province of Dalarna. They have since become a widespread cultural icon, and are often given as gifts to visiting celebrities such as Bill Clinton, Bob Hope, and Elvis Presley. They are produced in a wide variety of designs, but the most common form is painted in a distinctive bright red.
Oh, that's cool.
Number 80. Sweden legalized homosexuality in 1944, and in 1972 became the first country in the world to allow transgender people to change their legal gender. The Swedes appear to be a fairly loving and accepting bunch. As of 2013, a whopping 81% of people in Sweden supported the rights for gay, lesbian, and bisexual people to marry. Oh, yeah.
That's a long time ago. Wow.
Sweden. Number 81. In 1979, Sweden became the first country in the world to ban the smacking of children. Since then, over 30 other countries have done the same. Personally, I don't see what all the fuss is about. My parents smacked me, and I turned out fine. I mean...
Hey, look, a little spanking every now and then, I'm sorry, but I can only be told with a finger in my face, don't you do that no more, before I finally get a little pop on the ass, and I'm like, oh shit, oh okay, yeah, I probably shouldn't do that.
Actress Jennifer Lawrence has taken out multiple restraining orders against me, but that's normal, right? Everyone's been sued by Jennifer Lawrence at some point, right?
Oh god, this guy.
Number 82. Sweden is also home to the second highest number of McDonald's restaurants per capita in all of Europe, with a mouth-watering 227 restaurants.
Wow.
That, by the way, is 23 restaurants per million people, which doesn't sound a lot, but is absolutely loads. Number 83. The world's first ice hotel was built in the 1980s in Jukkasjärvi, which is only a few miles away from the aforementioned northernmost Swedish town of Kiruna. The now famous ice hotel was designed by architect Ingiv Bergqvist and boasts 60 rooms that are available for bookings between December and April. Guests are given thermal jumpsuits to wear and sleep underneath several layers of super-insulated bedding, so that, they don't die overnight in the
So that, they don't die.
-8 degrees Fahrenheit frozen hell that is their bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Number 84. Hilariously, the ice hotel is now required by local authorities to include fire alarms, despite almost entirely being made of ice.
Yeah, why would you need hey, extra safety, I guess.
It's in the name of the place. If it were called the Dry Grass and Lighter Fluid Hotel, maybe they'd have a point, but surely if there was a fire, you'd notice because the fucking...
And hopefully people aren't, offended by this guy. He's super... It's a British thing. They just poke fun at people. I hope people don't take it personally. I did a reaction to... My first reaction to the Philippines, and some of the people in the comments, they were like, this is politically driven, and I'm sorry, I can't help what the facts might portray or not, because I don't know anything about the country. That's why I'm doing these. So hopefully this isn't a video that's going to upset the Swedish people. If it does, I am so sorry. I do this out of nothing but respect for the country, and hopefully y'all understand. No hard feelings, nothing negative or anything like that. So I hope that doesn't upset y'all.
Almost entirely being made of ice. It's in the name of the place. If it were called the Dry Grass and Lighter Fluid Hotel, maybe they'd have a point, but surely if there was a fire, you'd notice because the fucking place is melting. Number 85. The Esrange Space Center, again located only a few miles away from Kiruna, is a space and climate research center and is also Europe's only civilian rocket base.
Oh,
rocket
wow.
launches, balloon ascents, and the testing of unmanned aircraft.
I keep hearing that name a lot, Kiruna. That must be like a really big city. I don't mean like big probably in people, but like a lot of important stuff seems to
Have all been
happen.
carried out at this Swedish base. Number 86. A genuinely impressive Swedish feat regards the nation's incredible recycling habits. Sweden is so
good.
good at recycling that it's actually run out, and as such imports around 80,000 tons a year from Norway to give their neighbours a hand.
Aww.
Number 87. When the classic Monty Python film Life of Brian was released in 1979, Norway found
I've never seen a Monty Python movie ever. I don't know. I've heard they're really funny though, and I think it's like an English thing, but I've never seen one.
its content so objectionable that it banned the movie, accusing the creators of blasphemy. They're not blasphemers, they're just very naughty boys. Norway's neighbours in Sweden, who are apparently much more chill about the whole blasphemy thing, ran ads for the film which exclaimed, "The film that's so funny it was banned in Norway." Oh, sick burn, Swedes, good one. Number 88. In the early 70s, Sweden decided to capitalise on the economic growth of the up-and-coming best country in the world, North Korea, by sending them 1,000 Volvo 144s, expecting then leader Kim Il-sung to pay for them. Shocker, North Korea never paid for them.
Oh, no.
Since then, it's become somewhat of a tradition in Sweden to send North Korea a reminder every 6 months asking for the 300 million euro they are owed, knowing
Oh wow, I hope they get their money back, but I mean it's North Korea.
full well that pigs will sooner fly. Number 89. Everyone loves Donald Duck. I mean, look at him. But for some reason, the people of Sweden really love Donald Duck. Probably due to Donald's provocative
Might be because his shirt's like the colors, you know?
semi-nudist fashion sense. In fact, Swedes love Donald Duck so much that the country had to make voting for him illegal, as his name would often be used when voters wanted to issue a protest vote, or
Oh,
just
ow.
simply didn't care. What could go wrong with having a Donald in power? Oh, I see.
That was like whenever people were putting Kanye on the ballots for president.
Okay. Number 90. Sweden has instituted a countrywide opt-in SMS system which sends citizens a text message when someone nearby has a heart attack, allowing assistance to reach them as soon as possible to provide CPR. In 40% of cases, ambulances were beaten to the scene of a heart attack by text message receivers.
Oh, that's so smart and convenient and safe.
Number 91. Speaking of health-related text, in Sweden, blood donors receive a text message every time their blood is used to save a life. How bloody lovely. Get it?
awesome.
Get it? Oh, it's fact 91. Give me a break. Number 92. When a fellow by the name of Eric of Pomerania was disposed after reigning as King of Sweden, as well as Norway and Denmark between 1389 and 1442, he apparently just said, "F it," and became a pirate on the Baltic Sea for 10 years. Baller move, bro.
Huh.
Number 93.
I don't like this anymore. I'm gonna be a pirate.
Sweden was the first country to detect a nuclear disaster at Chernobyl, which the Soviet Union was desperately trying to keep quiet, when a worker set off radiation detectors at the Forsmark power plant. He had been contaminated while walking through grass that had been showered by radioactive rain picked up from Chernobyl over 800 miles away.
That is so insane how Chernobyl has affected. I did a lot of studying behind Chernobyl a few years ago, and oh god, I should make a video just in that in itself.
Number 94. Sweden is the proud owner of one of the world's only taxidermied blue whales, located at its Natural History Museum. The public was previously allowed to walk inside it up until a couple was caught having sex inside it, ruining whale entering privileges for everyone, but probably getting a great anecdote in the process.
Oh my god!
Number 95. In 2011, a man in southern Sweden was arrested on charges of unauthorized possession of nuclear material, which he did actually have, simply because he wanted to see if it were possible to split an atom in his kitchen. Number 96.
You gotta love the innocence behind it, though. He's like, I just wanted to see.
Let's cut back to the 1980s. The Swedish Navy detected underwater sounds that they suspected to be hostile Russian submarines. The suspicion escalated to such a degree that it eventually became a full-blown diplomatic conflict between Sweden and Russia. It later turns out the sounds were, of all things, fish farts. Number 9.
I've heard of this. I heard about that there was some kind of something going on between two countries, and turns out it was just something that the fish were doing. I remember hearing about that.
97. In 1967, Sweden switched from driving on the left to driving on the right, which must have confused literally everyone and probably caused hundreds of car accidents.
Yeah.
On the 3rd of September 1967, all vehicles came to a complete stop at 4:50 a.m. before switching lanes, then stopped again before proceeding at 5 p.m.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm sure that caused a lot of accidents.
Number 98. Bizarrely, in Sweden, drivers must have their headlights on at all times while driving, even in broad daylight. Number 99.
I wonder if maybe it's because, like, the sun doesn't set or the sun doesn't rise sometimes, so it's just like you just have to have it on at all times.
Of Sweden's top 20 surnames, only one of them, Lindberg, doesn't end in Sun. Number 100. In 2015, a Swedish man managed to convince the government to give him disability benefits by claiming that he was addicted to heavy metal. Roger Tolgren said that his love of the genre, which had compelled him to attend around 300 heavy metal concerts in the space of 1 year, had left him unable to work a full-time job. Wow, that is some truly brazen bullshit. Good work, Rog. Number 101. There is nothing. For decades in Sweden, bars and clubs required an expensive license to allow their patrons to dance in their establishments. On a number of occasions, businesses had their licenses to sell alcohol revoked for hosting unlicensed dance parties, and many people were literally arrested.
What?
The frankly embarrassing law was finally repealed in 2016, and
Why did it take that long?
it's a good thing too, because I like to get my dancing shoes on. Coming at you, Stockholm. Although I should be arrested for that, really. Just sheer danceability. Anyway, that was 101 facts about Sweden. Which country, or indeed not country, anything else, what would you like to see next? Let me know in the comments below.
Oh, wow. I'm so glad that I did that. There's so many things about Sweden that I didn't know. All the inventions, the Nobel Prize stuff. Apparently, the movie Footloose was based on Sweden because you couldn't dance. I never would have thought that. And it wasn't like, the law wasn't taken away until 2016. You used to drive on one side of the road and then you wake up the next day and you're like, oh shit, we're on the other side. Renee Zellweger, part of the Sami people. Like, oh wow, there's a lot of stuff. I'm so glad I did this. All right, y'all, comment down below, like I said, about maybe some ABBA songs to listen to, or any of your other opinions about things. Over 86% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. I also have the option for a membership. It's only $1.99 a month. You get priority reply to comments, loyalty badges, stuff like that. I have a full Sabaton playlist if you want to go through and listen to it. That's how I got here. Thank you so much for the Swedish people that are watching my stuff. Hopefully this wasn't too offensive, and if it was, I'm sorry. He's just a funny British banter guy. You know, that's how the Brits are sometimes. They can come off as insulting, but let's see. Oh, if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and listening to me. And with that,